Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to pool opening part 10, first manual vacuuming of 2026. This is the most work you're going to do. So far there's been no manual labor whatsoever with the entire pool. I lied a little bit, I'll show you in a minute. We have to vacuum it. I want to show you first what the pool looks like now. Now I opened the pool on Thursday, figure about a little past midday, and then Friday went, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and here we are on Tuesday. So that's 6, but you can't really count the first day, and this day ain't over, so that's about 4 days. And here's what the pool looks like now. Oh, and before I show you that, I want to also mention these last 4 or 5 days, it's rained a lot. So much so that I had a visitor in the pool. Noah came by with his ark, parked it here for a little while. That's how much rain we had. It was bad, but we're all good. Let's show you the pool now. Well, not good, but also look how blue. That's pretty impressive. There's a lot of crap on the bottom, and that's why we're vacuuming today. There's still, maybe you can see on the walls over there. We're going to get to that in a later part. We're not concerned about it now, but this was just with the shock and the chlorine and almost no manual labor. Here's the almost. I took my leaf bag and I went in the pool. It's got that white piece, which is sort of like a squeegee kind of thing. And then the bag opens as the water goes through it, and it puts all of the leaves inside, and they kind of stay trapped in there because of the size and shape of it. And I'll show you what I pulled out. It may not look like much, but any little bit that I was able to get out was helpful. This is basically if you had a lot of leaves on your lawn and then you went over them with the lawnmower and let that all go in the bag and then put all of them chopped up leaves in a bucket and filled it with water and left it to steep for months. This is really bad stuff, and any of this stuff could have easily clogged up the hose for the vacuum or any of that. So any little bit I was able to get out was only a big help. But now we're going to make the pool look a lot better, and also a lot worse at the same time. How, why, where? Well, you'll notice the clarity of the water. In other words, how clear the water is. The crystal clearness of it is much improved over what it was. It was murky and kind of garbagey and not great. The Filtner did this part of it. But now that we're going to vacuum, even though it's going to suck up a lot of this stuff, it's also going to kick up some of it. So the water, when we're done, is going to be murky again. And then the Filtner is going to have to take care of that, and that's going to take another day or two for that to happen. So I like to vacuum in thirds. If you look at the pool, you got the closest part here, that's a third. Then you got the middle part, which is lower, that's the second third. And then over there, at the end, you got the third. So I like to do it in batches. Let everything kind of settle and sit for a while. Makes it easier on the old back, number one. Number two, it lets my dry well that it drains into drain down a bit, all that kind of stuff. I've gotten out my manual vacuum hose. Let's take a look at the vacuum head, show you what you need. So you saw the hose, you need one of them. You need that white thing that was at the close end of it, which is called the skimmer plate or vacuum plate. Either name is fine. And then you need a vacuum head. There's different styles, varieties, stuff like that. They got brushes on the bottom of them. I like the traditional triangular head. Seems to work well for me. There's other shapes and styles and sizes out there. Main thing is the bristles, okay? If these are worn down or crumble when you flick them like that, it's starting to go. You might get some done, but you'll also notice that the bristles are taller than the rest of it. And the idea is it goes down and kind of sucks water in around the edge here. The bristles kind of agitate it, get sucked up through the hose, and then out to oblivion. There's another one here. We're not going to use this one today. They call this a spa brush. This one is definitely falling apart, but I think we can use it one more time. Probably not, but it's okay. We're probably not going to use this one today because this is better for smaller areas and detail work. Again, they call it a spa brush, you know, like if you had a hot tub or spa or something like that. So we're not going to use that today, but might do it later in the day or another time or part of another something. And I got this thing here, okay? This is called a filter sock. I'm trying this for the first time this year, okay? It's just a little mesh bag kind of thing. And it goes in the skimmer basket, and we're going to suck the stuff up. So the idea is this is going to catch all that crap, okay? And then it either can be hosed out from the other side, maybe, or if not, you just take the whole thing, throw it out, and put a new one on. So let me show you how that goes first. This might be a bad idea using one of these, but I don't really foresee that to be that much trouble, because the mesh on that is finer than this, and this gets plugged up pretty bad. So maybe we'll get something. I don't know. Problem is you can't put it on because you got the handle in there. So you have to bend out the basket till you can just get the handle out like that. And then the other end should come out. There you go. Okay. Now you take that and stretch it around the guy, okay, like that. It's not going to fit, it's okay, it's going to stretch and all that kind of stuff. And you need a way to pull the basket back out, so now you got to put the handle back. And the fabric is thin enough that we should be able to get this back in like that, okay? So there's that. Now the handle, yes, can cause problems, but we're going to leave it and hope for the best. So that just goes right back in, and I'll show you what else we need to set up. So this end will stick on here. Make sure you press that on really good, because if it falls off, it's no fun. Okay? Now we have to get the hose in the pool. So we're just going to sort of take it and run it in. Something about like that is good. The rest will kind of figure itself out. Now we're going to put the vacuum head in. And we're going to start in the corner. Put that out of the way. And the vacuum always wants to fall in the pool. For me, it seems to sit right there pretty good, right in the corner. Now we got a problem. That hose is filled with air. We need it to have water. There's a couple of ways you can get it to do that. First way is to try to fill it with the garden hose. That doesn't work. You could try to put it on the return jet until you see water out the other side. That's a mess and doesn't work too well either. So what we're going to do is just stick it in the skimmer and hope for the best. It should be all right, because we opened the skimmers and those lines were filled with air, so it should be able to purge that. So we'll just take it and stick it in. down. And now I'm going to feel this, and eventually it's going to get heavy. There he goes. There's the water. Let's go to the pump. You can hear the bearings in it screaming now, but it's working. Hopefully it makes it through the day. Sure. Okay. I want to close off the solar because we don't want anything getting in there. And you see there's air now coming in. Slowly, but it's coming in. So we're just going to wait here, and hopefully this will purge. Doing it like this, you don't have to pester with trying to get water in that hose. But it doesn't always work all the way. Like you see, it's kind of there and kind of not, and not quite there yet. But we want to shut off these valves here, the ones that we're not going to be using, such as the main drain. We'll shut that. Now we're going to pull some more air. Maybe. Okay, so that didn't work, so we're going to close the E-stem. And that should pull the rest of the air. Might it lose prime? Yes, it's possible. But since everything is caught up with the pool, so to speak, and we have everything running, it should regain, you know, good pumping action. But it's going to take a minute or so to clear the air. We're getting, you know, pushes of water in there. That's all good. And this is not going to be a full basket, you know, worth. You're always going to get air and stuff in there when you do this, but you're getting the suction and the most you can because you got these valves over here closed, so we're pretty much good to go. Right now, everything's perfectly fine. We're not burning any water or sending water down the drain. I call it burning water because you're going to waste this water. Right now, the multi-port valve is still on filtration. And that's all fine and good, but you don't want to vacuum to the filter, because if you do, you're going to clog that up real good, and then you're going to have to take it apart and manually clean it. I have videos on doing that the easy way, but don't open it if you don't have to. Save yourself the trouble, vacuum this to waste. That means that you need a lot of extra water in the pool. And that's why I've had the hose on, and the pool is as full as I can get it right now. We're going to be using all of it. Not all the water in the pool, but a lot of everything. And it was helpful that it rained the last 4 or 5 days, and that. So now what we got to do is turn the pump off so we can turn that over to waste. We'll let everything just drain back for a second. Pretty good. And now we're going to move this to waste. I can't be in two places at the same time, but what's going to happen as we start vacuuming is the sight glass over here is going to start showing green as we start vacuuming. You're going to see all of that crap start coming out of the pool. This is the instant gratification that everybody so desperately needs these days, and I don't understand that one. Because delayed gratification is way, way better. If you have a partner, you know what that means. Anyhow, delayed gratification is much better. But this is going to give you the instant gratification, and it's got to get done. So you're getting a dose of that. Now, we shut the pump off here, so everything lost suction and all that. So that vacuum skimmer plate has popped out from where it is. As such. So Now what I need to do is turn the pump back on. Any water it pumps is going straight down the drain. So we're wasting all that water, but that's the way it gets done. The right way, which is going to save you so much more work later on. Does it cost a lot in water? You betcha. You betcha. But I'd rather pay a little extra to get the job done right than do a less than stellar job by trying another way. So now I need to run to the pump, turn that on, come back here, put that in, and start vacuuming right away. And you're going to see, as I go over this, that the vacuum is going to start sucking all this stuff up. Now, is it going to look perfect? Far from it. Not even close. You're probably going to get watermelon stripes at the bottom of the pool. That's okay too, because this ain't the first time you're going to be manually vacuuming. Oh yeah, this is a lot of fun. Okay. It looks like, from just sitting here talking before, it sucked up a lot of the area here, but that's not going to help us. We need to run this through. My recommendation for vacuuming is do this as quickly and as efficiently as possible. So what that means is it's similar to vacuuming in your house, but a little different. What you're going to do is you're going to start wherever you want to start, and you're going to go make a line all the way down to the other end there. As soon as you get there, start pulling the vacuum head back to you, but don't go like you would with a regular vacuum cleaner where you kind of go over it back and forth like that. Just pick it up and pull it back to you as quickly as possible off the floor of the pool, hand over hand, so you can start your next stripe. And that'll let you get this done as quickly and as efficiently as possible. So with that said, I'm going to go set the camera up on the other side, turn the pump on, get all that started, pop the thing in the skimmer, and we're going to start vacuuming right away. I'll show you a stripe or two, and then we'll go into the fast motion with the copyright-free music and all that. But at least I don't do AI, so this is going to be real stuff. Okay, water is flowing in the skimmer basket. Put the plate down. Start vacuuming. Into position. And like I said, you're not going to get everything in one pass. So don't even try. But maybe you can see we've already made quite an improvement. Now, pull it back quickly. Don't waste time. Put it back down. Take the next stripe. Try to get just that little bit. Okay. Come back and keep going. See the blue that we have already? We're going to continue on with this third now. Something weird happened. I don't know why. Well, we didn't get that much sucked up. It looks a lot better, yes, but there's still a lot of crap there. So I'm going to have to go over that. But let's see what happened. I heard a pop and the hose jumped, and I don't like what I see. Well, maybe it's just the shadow, so maybe everything's okay. Looks like there's a crack, but that's that. The plate's okay. Well, I think the basket broke. Something really bad happened here. Or the handle popped out of the thing. Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay. All right, so the filter sock is a bad idea. And now I got a problem, because what happened here is the basket sits on this lip here, and it sucked through that. Okay, so that was a bad idea. So we don't want that kind. So don't use it for vacuuming. Like I said, it was a test, and yeah, there's stuff in there. Green stuff. But I guess the increased friction of the water going through it didn't allow it, and now I don't know how to get the basket out without breaking it. So that's going to be fun. Okay, I'll see if I can do it. If I have to break it, then I got a spare. Well, a guy did a thing. Okay, there's a little damage, but not too bad. Socks are evil, okay? These are evil. Don't use this for vacuuming. This was my mistake. It was something I thought might work, but I mean, just look, it's so plugged that nothing could get through. And because of that, the suction got so great that it wasn't happening. So now, what happened, you see, I got the basket, and I didn't even break it. Well, not entirely. I'm not happy about this. I don't know what's going to happen because of it. And I don't want to show it to you because I have it back where it needs to go. Problem is the lip on this, okay, the whole basket went, you know, and collapsed in on itself, and it popped below this circle, okay? So it was down in there. So to get it out, I tried a number of things and pulling on it and this and that. I wasn't doing it. I tried the old Google machine, and basically all you saw was people who, oh, I forgot to clean it and it had too much junk in it and it got stuck. But it doesn't, they're not showing it stuck below the thing. It's just stuck where it normally sits. You can't pull it out. And that is probably going to happen later, which won't be that big of a deal. But the problem was it collapsed in on itself like that. So I used this, which is a little hook from Harbor Freight, and some channel locks. I mean, some vice grips from Harbor Freight, because that's all I got. And I hooked this in the basket. I wedged it as close as I could and then hooked it. And that was all the damage I caused. You can live with that. You can replace it. That's fine. I don't even care. That's all good. But the bigger problem is this circle. Okay? That's not supposed to do that. That's like glue and stuff. So it was like glued in, and now it's not glued in anymore. And the only way to fix that is to glue it in. And I can't glue it in because I don't have the right stuff for it. And to do that, you'd have to lower the water level below the skimmers. So I think it's just not going to be glued anymore, and will cause other problems in the future. That's about it. But a guy did a thing and he got it out. So don't use these. They're evil, like I said. It worked for the purpose, but caused some unintended fun. That's great. Okay, right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the same section I just did real kind of quick to kind of suck up what I kind of missed, because it wasn't really sucking because the skimmer plate, the vacuum plate popped out. And then we'll come back later sometime without this shit. So just going over that same area, that's what I pulled. Okay? That's what we should be seeing there. So that was a mistake. I never used those before, and I never will again. They're a bad idea. Okay? So I'm going to spray this out with the hose, and then we're going to go and do the second third. I've already wasted more water than I wanted to, filled up the dry well more than I wanted to, but we had a big problem. So this is what you gotta. This is the things. This is what happened. So I'll spray that out, and then we'll vacuum more. A guy thought to check the basket in the pump, and that was with that stupid thing in there, so it served absolutely no purpose. Well, sort of, but not really, because this kind of got sucked up because it was sucking through the skimmer and not through the basket as much, or something, and that's why it went through the pipe, and it shouldn't. So we're going to clean that out, and I'm going to clean that out after the second third as well. Just keeps everything flowing good. Well, the second third went pretty much textbook. It's kind of larger than the other two. but it's there. You can see the watermelon stripes. Again, you can't get everything. It's okay. It's all good. But look how much more blue, how much cleaner compared to down there, which we still have to do. And I don't know if you can see, the water is a little murky, a little cloudy, but that's going to get better in time with the filter running after we're all done vacuuming, and we have to shut everything down and clean everything out and all that. But let's see how we did for the second round. Now, stupidly, I forgot to put the fill pipe for the pool back on while I was vacuuming, so we lost all of that water. So that's kind of a problem a little bit, except for the fact that it wouldn't have made a difference anyway, because that can't fill the pool anywhere near the rate. Thanks. No, you don't need brake. You're good for 40,000 more miles. You're good. So it wouldn't have made a difference because it can't fill anywhere near as fast as it's sucking water out of the pool. And then I realized, well, it doesn't really matter because how long is the actual vacuuming session, like the actual work? And then I said, well, I should go put it back on as soon as I stop recording. And I said, no, I'm only going to have to shut it off to spray out the basket because I need the pressure, because otherwise it doesn't have that kind. So let's see how we did. Obviously, we've had no further trouble. The basket has got stuff, and look how nicely it flows out. Not too bad. I've seen a lot worse, and I've dealt with a lot worse, but never like that was. And as far as the circle part, maybe the suction is going to kind of help press it back in better, but it needs to be re-glued or something. So there's that. Let's go over to take a look at the pump basket, because it probably has more junk in it too. I think we're going to start cleaning it out each time. I don't expect this is going to be as bad because we caught some. Okay, you hear that? And look, watch it drain out. With the amount of holes in this basket, it shouldn't do that. And that's because all of these holes are completely plugged. That was the idea behind the sock. Prevent this from happening. That didn't work. That caused damage. So that's bad. So in other words, we just have to deal with this. And this will spray out with the hose like that. All the gurgling means that we have to shut the pool down, put the cover back on, and then reopen it and see if the pump will catch prime. Actually, no, it'll be just fine. No problem. Just a little gunk in there. It'll be all right. Last time I actually put a little water in it, but who cares? It'll figure it out. Okay, so I'm going to spray these out nice and good so they can flow again. And I'll put the fill pipe on for the pool, and we'll let it fill, I don't know, an hour maybe. And then I'll come back and we'll do the third. Something like that. Well, the pool is mostly blue as far as we can see, all the way to the other end. Yep, there's stuff at the bottom. Yep, there's stuff I missed. Yep, there's watermelon stripes. It's all fine. This is not the first time you're going to do this. You're going to do this another time, 2 more times, 17 more times, some of those. At the last moment, as soon as I pulled the vacuum head out, I guess I pulled a little too far and the hose came off of the vacuum. That's actually a good thing because that starved the pump of water, so now we weren't wasting as much for me to get myself over there to turn it off. The vacuum head doesn't look too bad. So the skimmer plate did not pop up. That's great. No suction on it. And we got a basket full of leaves and all kinds of great stuff. All that wonderness. Let's go look at the pump basket. Still draining. Yeah, she's plugged. So I'm going to spray out both these baskets. We'll put them back in and let me show you how to get the pool out of vacuuming. It's pretty simple. Add water to the pump basket. Okay. Remember, 2 fingers and fingertips only. When you can't turn it anymore with 2 fingertips, it's tight enough. I've not adjusted any valves, anything. It's still in vacuum mode. Turn the pump on. Now, she got cat's prime. Remember, it sucked a lot of air, so it's got to get that working. Maybe not. Where she's going now. Nope, it's broken. Yeah, I broke it. You've been hearing the wee-woos, haven't you? Yeah, you've been learning. Well, guess what? She's going to come up. It's going to take a moment. And even if I fill this with water, it wasn't going to, we're not going to get much better. It kind of, right now, it sucked the entire vacuum line, plus the length of that pipe back to the pool dry. So she's trying. And she will succeed. See there? Okay, now we can say that we turn the pump on. So from here, let it run, I don't know, you have to let it run for time. The idea here is anything left in the line, anything like that, we just kind of want to flush that out. And by now, I think we're good. Now, I don't know if you're supposed to do this at this point, but I have been, so we're going to continue to. I guess I had everything all figured out till I screwed up earlier today. We're going to put this over to rinse if the handle will move. Oh, goody. Not bad. I cheated, and early this morning, because sometimes they're like kind of stiff, I had a can of silicone lubricant, not WD-40. WD does make a silicone spray. You can use that, but a silicone spray lubricant. And I just sprayed the crap out of it. I don't know what good it did, but last year it was kind of stuck, and not stuck this year, so that part worked. So we did that right. I'm going to turn it on. And now it's in rinse, and I don't know if you can see the sight glass there. It's got kind of a whirlpool in there. We'll just sort of let it chooch. And now it's flushing something else out. And we're trying to rinse all the crap in that waste pipe out. Which again here goes to a dry well. So that's probably good. Turn that off. Put you back over here. And that is really about the deal. We can kind of just sort of a little bit, kind of just like go back to filtration. My solar wants to heat. I guess it needs a little water flowing through it. We'll see if it opens. There we go. And down over here we can open up the other valves because we're done. And, you know, it's just let it turn on and let it eat now. Yeah, the solar's opening up. That's all good. And the pool is back up and running for the day. For the remaining time on the timer for the day. Close that, go back to the pool. The pool has had a little more Taco Bell, so it's working that out. It's okay, because that's from the solar. That's kind of it. I'll pull the hose out. But take a look at the pool here, and you see how much bluer it is compared to what it looked like earlier in the day. That is a marked improvement. A marked improvement. I mean, really, really wow. That's seriously good. The water is cloudy, or murky, or whatever you want to call it. The filter is going to work on that. It'll run today, it'll run tomorrow, stuff like that. But we aren't not done. We're done with the manual vacuuming for now. But there's green on the wall there. And you're not really vacuuming that off. There's a couple ways to get that off. We're going to try brushing it first, and you'll get some of it and kind of hope the filter does its thing and takes it out of there from there. But we're left with a mostly blue pool. Yeah, there's still junk at the bottom, and maybe we won't have to vacuum again, and Robot can help with that. We'll have to see, but we are going to need to brush the pool. I don't know if that's going to be next, or if we're going to have to backwash the filter. It would make sense to brush it, let it run for a day or so, filter all that out, and then backwash it so we get a nice clean filter going forward. And then Robot is going to pick up more stuff, kick it up into the water, make the pool cloudy again. The filter is going to take care of that. And there you go. But there's your instant gratification. Now, we ran into trouble because I was an idiot. Found something, looked like it was a good idea, and I'll tell you quite truthfully, I did use one of those last year for about a week. Not vacuuming, just in the skimmer, letting it pool, okay? It did its thing. It wasn't bad, but not while vacuuming. That was a horrible idea. That was a very bad thing. We got through it. We're okay. Almost as good as new. Close enough. So things will live on. So don't use that. Just clean your baskets regularly. I think that's really what it comes down to. And that's really about it for now. We're just going to let the pool run, do its thing for the rest of today. Tomorrow, I'll look at it, see what we missed, see if there's anything to manually vacuum. In fact, we can with that spa brush or hot tub brush kind of thing. We can do that again. But in that case, because we got the major dirt load out of the pool, we can kind of vacuum to the filter, not waste all that water. We've come down, I don't know if you can see all the way at the skimmer at the end there. It's just past the top of the skimmer. That's good because I'm going to have to backwash soon. That's going to lower everything, about an inch or two, somewhere in there. And that is actually going to be about the perfect water level for the pool. So it's all going to work out in the end. So I really don't need to fill the pool more, maybe a little bit, I don't know, another hour or two, just to let it top up kind of thing. But other than that, we're good. I'll assess tomorrow and see what we're up against and what we need to do, and we'll go forward from there. Total vacuuming time, although I don't have the final numbers, I can tell you is probably in the neighborhood of, because it's been sped up for the video and that, in the neighborhood of a good 20 minutes. Like a solid 20 minutes. You would be surprised how much water you've lost from the pool. Remember, this was like over the top of the skimmer this morning. It was way up there. Okay, so we've lost quite a bit, and I've had the hose on, or the fill pipe rather, for most of the day. So that's been going for 3, 4, 5, 6 hours, something like that. It's a lot of water, but you need to get this dirt out of there. But there you go, green to blue, or well, sort of kind of blue. We're getting there. We're working on it. We're getting there, okay? And we're certainly in the home stretch. There's still more manual labor to do, but you could see that the vacuuming itself really wasn't backbreaking work. It was just kind of do your thing. That's about it. Brushing the pool, that's a little more work. But again, it's going to be 10 minutes, 15 minutes, something like that. And you're not in a rush for that. So you could do half of it, come back later, finish the other half. There's no rush. You just want to rush while you're manually vacuuming because all that water is going to waste. So we're kind of in the home stretch now, and things are looking good, and we're certainly like right on schedule here. Everything is looking great. That's going to do it for now. Thank you so very much for watching. I really appreciate it. You can see that a guy with a little bit of ingenuity can figure out problems as they arise. I never ran into that. I've been saying 18 years. I was wrong. It was 19. In my 19 years of taking care of this pool, I have never had that happen. I will make sure that never happens again. But with a little ingenuity, you can make things happen. And that's what I had to do. YouTube wasn't of any help. Nobody else had their skimmer fall in like that. Not that I saw for a quick search, watched a few videos, but no, they just had it stuck with all the muck in there. That's nothing. You can get that out easy. This was a serious issue, and we're a little worse for wear from it, but otherwise it still works fine, so we'll call it good from there. Okay, that's going to do it. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.